Hey, what's up guys? JayKoon here with a video that is a little out of the norm. But then again, let's be fair, I don't have a norm on this channel. So Destiny 2 has been out for about 3 weeks now, and I want to take some time to kind of share my thoughts on the expansion and how it stacks up to how the game was during its initial release. But before I go into that, if you like the video, please slam that subscribe button and leave a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel, and it lets me know that you like the content I'm producing. Make sure to tap the bell icon as well, that way you always know when I have something new for you to watch. Also, if you're new to the channel, we also stream Monday through Saturday over on twitch.tv/JayKoonPrime, where we focus on games like Destiny, Warframe, Injustice 2, Tekken 7, and more. It's a lot of fun, and we hope to see you in the chat sometime. But enough shameless self-promotion, let's get into it. So I will level with you guys. I love Destiny. Like seriously, I really love this game. The concept is fun, the story is cool, even though it's not the greatest about actually telling the story in the game. The characters are awesome, mostly. But Destiny 2 took it way too casual when it first launched, and this caused a bunch of problems. Things were too easy to achieve and level up. Getting to maximum power took little to no effort, and the first 2 expansions were pretty lackluster. All of this eventually led to everyone getting everything and then getting bored, and then stopped playing altogether. A lot of this was changed and fixed when it came to Forsaken. But from my perspective, not quite everything is going as smooth as it should. With any launch, there will always be some things to fine-tune along the way to give it a more enjoyable experience. But let's go over what I like first. Now keep in mind, this is from the perspective of what I would call a casual kind of outlook. I am, for the most part, a casual player. While I do stream, yes, my time is limited gaming-wise due to working full-time and also having to cater to other titles on my channel as well as Destiny 2. First off, I love the story of Forsaken. Bravo, Bungie! Even though you killed off easily the most likable character in the franchise with Cayde 6, and left us with Zavala, who is the equivalent of a worrisome nanny at this point. You gave us an awesome plot to work with, and an antagonist we genuinely wanted to hate in Aldrin Sov. Personally, by the end of the story campaign, I couldn't wait to put a round between Aldrin's eyes for what he did to Cayde 6. The Tangled Shore is a lot of fun to play around in, and to navigate around. The new enemy, the Scorn, is fun and challenging to fight with an AI that is more than willing to run at you and pressure you, then run away and shoot at you. Which, let me tell you, is very refreshing and keeps you on your toes when you fight them. System-wise, triumphs are back, so once again you have a log of things to achieve and work towards, not to mention a lore tab, where you can actually go and read stuff at your leisure. This is a big one for me since I'm a lore junkie, so major thanks for that, Bungie. Then on top of things, there is now the collection. The game now stores and catalogs what weapons and armor you've found throughout your playthrough, so if you have to delete something to make room, or you're hard-pressed for resources, you don't have to worry anymore wondering whether or not you're going to get that item again. Just go to your collection and make another one. This is a really slick move on Bungie's part, and something I really appreciate them adding in. Now here is what I feel the cons are. So make ready with your torches and pitchforks, I guess. The light level grind, I feel, is a little inconsistent. With Forsaken, the light level was increased from 400 to 600. From 400 to 500, the game rifles you through the grind at breakneck speed with no consideration for who is caught in your path, like a car enthusiast who just got his hands on a Lamborghini and doesn't know where the brake pedal is. You blink, and you're at 500 by the end of the story. But once you hit 500, you slam into the grind wall at full speed face first. Now this isn't a bad thing per se, it's just a little jarring at first. Jumping 20 and 30 light points with each new item to just 2 or 4 light points at best once you hit 500. Now I appreciate a good grind as much as the next person. If the grind isn't present in the endgame, the end game is basically fluff in my opinion. So at this point we hit a point of item infusion in order to make items better. This right here is the most recent and most vocal point of the game that seems to have everyone heated, drawing a very definitive line between the casual players who love the series and the hardcore. Weapon infusing before required a weapon of higher light level being dismantled to up the stats of a weaker weapon. In vanilla, this just costed you Glimmer, the in-game currency, and a small handful of legendary shards. Once Forsaken dropped, infusion would also require planetary materials and masterwork cores in order to infuse an item. These little orange guys, this item right here, is where everyone seems to be divided, and I gotta say, things have gotten ugly over this subject. Now, I don't normally name drop on stuff like this, but big name streamers for Destiny like King Gothalion, Professor Broman, have stated that the in-game economy is great in their opinion and no changes should be implemented other than possibly a weekly bounty that allows you access to more masterwork cores. This isn't a bad idea, although Say No to Rage brought up a counterpoint that I feel makes a lot of sense, and adding more masterwork cores could cause an imbalance to the economy when it comes time for the player to start grinding for a masterwork item. This whole subject alone has caused infighting in the community. Big names throwing their weight around and calling other people's opinion wrong and invalid, and even name-calling has happened over this subject, and I feel like that's going too far. So here is my 2 cents on the situation. The grind should be exactly that, a grind. Infusion should not be a brain-dead knee-jerk reaction, and ultimately a choice should be made whether to farm and spend the resources necessary to infuse an item, or to just use the item with the higher level. But this is exactly where there needs to be some balance in order to appeal to a broader audience. Something that not only appeases the hardcore crowd, but also gives the more casual players something to look forward to when they log in. Because let me tell you something, my lovely, lovely little viewers. A game lives and dies by the casual audience. I know hardcore devotees don't want to hear that, but it's true. And those of you that know me know I know this firsthand. If you ramp things up too much, then the casual audience feels like they can't honestly do anything in the game unless they drop everything and devote an enormous amount of time to the game. And if they can't achieve anything with the time that they have, they'll get frustrated. And if they get frustrated with the game, they'll stop playing the game. And if they stop playing the game, then the game eventually dies. I don't care how many hardcore players debate the fact, but it's honest to God truth. If you lose the casual audience, it's only a matter of time before the game is dead. And if you don't believe me, go to Twitch and look at the numbers of Injustice 2 when a tournament isn't going on, and ask me how I know this. But this whole masterwork core thing could easily be fixed, I think. Let me give you an example. In my opinion, needing masterwork cores to infuse an item that isn't a masterwork item seems kinda ridiculous. To me, that is like I need to change a part on my Kia Soul, but in order for me to change that part, I have to use a part from a Ferrari. That doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? So here is my suggestion. If it isn't a masterwork item, then it shouldn't need a masterwork core. But if you balance it by increasing the amount of legendary shards and planetary materials to infuse it, then everything remains balanced. See, how easy was that? A choice is still required whether to keep the item or go farm for resources longer to make said infusion. Hardcore grinders still get what they want intact, and casual players have something a little more achievable to work towards and have a sense of accomplishment with their limited amount of time that they have with the game. Everyone wins! First and foremost though, the hardcore crowd needs to not be hateful towards the casual audience and vice versa. I witnessed this firsthand with several fighting games over the years, and it never ends well. Trust me. Hell, I had an argument with a dude on Twitter over this exact same subject, and it ended in a middle ground being found and agreed upon with mutual respect for one another. Now is the time for positivity and camaraderie. With a game like Destiny 2, a united community will always produce far better results than a divided one. I mean, this isn't even a game-crippling issue. It's something that could easily be addressed with an update or two. I'm very happy with the Forsaken update, and I can't wait to see what else Bungie has in store for the franchise. Maybe we can finally get some more lore on the Exo Stranger that isn't in text form. Hey, a dude can dream, right? But thank you very much for watching, everyone, and listen to me ramble on about a game you probably don't care all that much about. But you watched anyway, so for that, I thank you. Be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know what you think, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care!